Welcome to Landscaping to the Point. We are live. Um, so hopefully everybody's doing well. I want to thank everybody for listening, watching us, wherever you're watching us. Hopefully you're watching us live right now. If not, hopefully you're listening to us on Boots on Ground Radio or Spotify or somewhere else. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I'm on here by myself. So what I'm doing is I'm here to ask any questions. If you guys got any questions, welcome to the show, Landscaping to the Point. So hopefully you guys are doing great this weekend. Hopefully you got a great week. I'm on by myself today. So the topic is no power. There's no power in Massachusetts right now. So over in Boston. So that's why I'm on by myself. Now the guys are probably listening, probably on the radio, but they're not being able to watch me. So welcome everybody on Instagram. I see you guys over on Instagram, Beaters, and OB5141. Thank you guys for watching us. How's everything going with you guys? It's just a normal day here at Landscaping to the Point. So crappy boots. Beaters, what's going on? Why is it crappy? I want to know, man. Is it just because of the weather? I know the weather has just been one of those crappy days. You're not going to work tomorrow? Oh, yeah, that's good. I mean, I hope this week's going to be a shorter week work for me. Being the holiday, we're not working Wednesday, well, Thursday and Friday. We're working Wednesday, but hopefully half a day one Wednesday. So why are you not working, Chris? I hope you're doing better than in Boston. Yeah, Boston, as far as I know, they don't have no power right now. That's why they're not on. That's why Josh and JC's not on. They don't have power right now. So it's one of those fun things. But I'm here. I'm here just by myself and having a great time, just shooting the crap with you, hopefully. Right, Chris? But why are you having a crappy day? Hopefully it wasn't a mower that broke down or something, or a weed whip or something like that. You said you have no power either. Ooh, I heard there's some bad windstorms going around up that way, knocking stuff out. We had some bad wind the other day. Didn't do too much damage to us, but I heard it's really bad up towards you guys up that way and Massachusetts and all that stuff up there. So kind of sucks if you don't got power. You know, sometimes without no power, you can't do much. And I think that's one of the good things. I guess if you have a battery powered piece of equipment, you're probably stuck even more because of not having battery. 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We had that the other day, which was 40 to 50, but not that much where it was constant 50. So I'm wondering if you had constant 50 mile-an-hour winds, because I know a couple years ago we had 60-mile-an-hour winds here, and pretty much almost ripped off my roof on my house, and that's not fun, especially when it's all metal. I mean, having to replace a 16-foot piece of metal it kind of sucks. But hopefully the winds will die down and everybody will be able to get their power back on. And yeah, not constant. That's good. That's real good if that's not constant, because you don't want to have it constant to where you're like, oh, what am I going to do? You know? But yeah, no power, especially right now when it's getting cooler. It's probably cold over by you guys too. That even sucks more when you don't have power when it's cold, because if you got no way to heat your house, you're kind of like probably bundled up and, you know, sitting around the TV or the wherever you can to keep warm. 20-mile-an-hour sustained. Yeah, that's even bad. I think sometimes people don't realize it when you got 20 or 30-mile-an-hour sustained coming through nonstop. Where I live, I'm more out in the country, so we have more open areas, and it just constantly about 20, 30 mile an hour. You have wood. That's good. So you got a wood fireplace. I think that's one of the things we're looking into is having some kind of extra heating source in our house. And I think if you have a fireplace or even a wood burner, that's even better to keep you warm and keep you nice and cozy. So that's a good thing, Chris. So you got that. Hopefully you got plenty of firewood. If not, I got plenty of firewood. I can't bring it to you. That would be the sucky part right now. Be a long drive to drive it all the way up to you. But yeah, I know how it is, man. Well, hopefully they'll get your power back on soon. I hope everybody gets their power back on that over in the Northeast. Atlantic states is how they call it, whatever they call it up that way. Hopefully you guys get all your power back on and are able to get going without any problems. But what else is going on with everybody? Do you guys worked the rest of the week? I'd like to know that because a lot of companies right now are still trying to get a lot of stuff done before the end of the year. Yeah, you can't see all the comments. Yeah, I know. I can't. There ain't really nobody else commenting right now, Chris, that I can see. We're live on YouTube and all that, but I can't see nobody else on. Yep. For some reason, YouTube is having some issues too. So that's always fun when YouTube is having issues. Last week we had issues with Instagram. This week we're having issues with YouTube. So that's even better. Sometimes when you're like, okay, we're live, trying to be live on the whole thing, and then, there we are. You had a long week in Cali. What were you doing in Cali? You work? And I'm interested. I mean, hopefully it was nice and warm. It's been cold here. I wish it was warmer here. But Cali sounds good. I hope everybody that's out that way, or if you're all over. What's up, Alex Carey? Alex Carey's now in. Hey, Alex, how are you? Do you have power? I'm wondering if you have power because you're in Rhode Island, Alex. I hear a lot of people are without power. Yeah, it was warm and you did work. That's good. I mean, that's good that you get sent all the way out there to California to do some work. I mean, I bet you that's hopefully you flew and not drove because that would have been a long drive. I bet you if you had to drive all the way to San Diego, man, that's a long haul. Definitely is a long haul. But yeah, it's this week's going to be a real fun. Alex has got power. He's in Rhode Island. So, Alex, there's another guy on, Chris Beater Mower. He has no power where he's at. Either does Josh or JC. They don't have no power up in Boston. So, yeah, that's got to suck. Chris, you flew out there, of course. Well, why wouldn't you? I hope they did fly you out there. I mean, I know you like to drive, though. That's the thing. I know you like to drive a lot of places. So I figured maybe you were like, oh, I'll drive. Just pay me for the driving and some nights over. Might take you a couple days. All right, Chris has got his power back on. That is awesome, Chris. Good luck, man. Now you can open that fridge, get that milk out of there, and get going on it. So. But hopefully, if you guys are working this week, hopefully you guys get a lot of stuff done in the amount of time that you got. I know a lot of us still have a lot of stuff to do before the holidays. Some companies close down for the week. We just close down on Thursdays and Fridays. Sometimes we take half a day on Wednesdays, and then we take the whole weekend off. So, well, that's good. 30 minutes is all good. At least, hopefully, they'll be on the rest of the night. So that's always good. I mean, it always sucks sometimes when your power comes on for a little bit and you're like, what am I gonna do with all this power? And you're like, what am I gonna do? But yeah, hopefully everybody else is getting on. Yeah, we're still having issues with YouTube, but it's normal. I think they probably ran out of power too. So. But yeah, hopefully everybody stays on. What else is on? Who else we got on here? We got somebody else on right now. So welcome back. If you're on here listening to us, If you're not, keep watching us, keep listening to us. We're usually on here every week at this time, 8 o'clock. Like I said, usually I'm joined with JC and Josh from Boston, but they're out of power. That's why it's called No Power. And I'm just on here answering any questions anybody wants to talk or got any questions. It's always fun to be on here on these podcasts sometimes, especially when you got some other people on here watching. I got some people on one of the other streaming services watching us. So that's awesome that you're watching us right now. If you're on a different streaming service, that is always good. We like to be on a bunch of different streaming services. And then also we're going to be on a bunch of different radio stations. So that's awesome to be able to be on there. But yeah. Does anybody make any special dishes for Thanksgiving? I know Thanksgiving's coming up real good. Alex, my leaf season's going real good. We bought an extra 2 blowers this year. We bought a 7910 and a new PV 9010. So our leaves are going pretty good. We have literally, I want to say 18 jobs left for the season out of 60, which is pretty good. We were going real fast for a while there. Then we got some wind and we got a lot of rain. So now everything's starting to get wet and it's taking a little bit longer than normal, but we're getting all our leaves done. Chris says French meat stuffing. I want to know what French meat stuffing is. Like, that's kind of interesting what French meat stuffing is. I'm assuming that you take some meat and you fly it from France and then you stuff it inside your turkey, right? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know. I mean, I've never had French meat stuffing. Anybody have any different types of foods? Alex, I know you're probably eating steak on Thanksgiving, so I know that's what you're eating. I love all kinds of stuff on Thanksgiving. I love turkey. I love ham, but my wife doesn't make ham. And she usually likes to say that for Christmas, but hey, everybody's got their own food. I love stuffing. We have gluten-free stuffing and I love it. And I love corn. The rolls, we have all kinds of stuff. So it's a mix of pork, ground beef, bread, bell seasoning. That sounds interesting. Interesting. So mix of pork, ground beef. That's probably good. Yeah. All in the stuffing. Sounds good. Do you put peppers in it too? It's a Canadian French dish. Oh, so you go all the way to Canada to get it? Man, that's a long drive, Chris. No wonder you're always all over the place. Oh, I bet it is good. How do you like your guys' turkeys? I want to know that too. How do you like your turkeys? That's what I want to know, because I like our turkey deep fried. We haven't had it in a couple years, so we're going to deep fry it to this year. But normally we have it just regular in the oven. You have meat pies too, Chris. That's different. I'll tell you that much. It's a lot of meat. I don't know. Like, you ever have kielbasa? We're Polish family, so we have kielbasa usually, which is it's like a sausage type meat. So, you like your turkey smoked? Yeah. I like mine, deep fried and smoked. So that it would be nice to have a smoked turkey. I haven't had a smoked turkey in a long time. Here's Josh on there. Josh must got some kind of power for his phone, or he's just screwing around. That's what he's doing. I mean, I don't know. He says he doesn't have power, but he's over here watching me on a freaking YouTube or Instagram. Get your butt on here, Josh, if you're available to come on, because you're a punk that has no power. Yeah, I'm probably gonna piss you off today, right, Josh? He goes, yo, yeah, yo, you got power now or what? You don't want to talk to me? Okay, I see how it is, Josh. We need a huge party for all of us. Yes. Yeah, we need to have a bigger party. One of these days, we're going to get a bunch of people on here. We can have up to about 10 people we're going to have on here one time and have some fun one of these times. Chris, I would rather have something other than turkey. What do you like to have other than turkey for Thanksgiving, Chris? I'd like to know, man. Chris Horning, sorry. Chris Horning's on here too. We got a lot of people on here. Josh doesn't like meat. He's one of those guys that doesn't like meat. So, he likes them. He goes off and on. The wind is nuts. Yeah, I bet it is, Josh. Josh likes tofu turkey. If you guys ever wanted to know, Josh likes tofu turkey. Ham, chicken, and steak, Horning. Oh, man, that sounds good. I hope you're having steak. Hey, what's up? Brightstone's on. Brightstone, I'm waiting for your joke of the week. We haven't had your joke for a couple weeks here. But I'm not going to say that, Josh. Nice try. Yeah, Josh likes chicken, a certain part of the chicken. So, yeah. Dessert. Yeah. What do you guys like for desserts? We have apple pie. We have cheesecake. Josh has some kind of like weird, I don't know, some cake he calls. I don't know. He pours a Pepsi on it and then calls it a Pepsi cake, but I don't know. I have never had a Pepsi cake. I don't know if you guys have ever had a Pepsi cake. Chef the Lawn Surgeon, welcome for joining on. Apple pie is good. Cookies are always good. Cookies are better, I think, for Christmas when you have Josh, you're not my mom. Nice try. Chocolate chips are always great. Okay, Brightstone, we got a joke, everybody, from Brightstone. What did the officer say to the handcuffs? You've all got me tied up. Wow, that was pretty much a good dad joke. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I mean, chocolate chip cookies are good. Apple pie is good. Like I said, we have cheesecake. Chris Horning says he has apple cheesecake and a pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie, yeah, we've had pumpkin pie. Usually when we get together with the family, we'll have pumpkin pie. We'll have a chocolate chiffon pie, pineapple cheesecake. We have apple pie. We have it all. Usually there's probably more desserts than there are regular food when we're having a big party. And you're just like, okay, usually the table is pretty full with everything on it, especially trying to get people to sit down. You got no room for everything. So what's my adult beverage of choice for eating at Thanksgiving? That one's a good one. I'll have to think about that one. Brightstone, why did the lawnmower not like the rake? They have a turf war. Oh my gosh. There's turf wars. Chris Horning, I love chocolate oatmeal no-bake cookies. Them are also actually pretty good. Them are really good to make. So I like no-bake cookies. Anything that doesn't take forever to make, yeah, definitely. But my beverage of choice, I would say probably probably lemonade at Thanksgiving dinner. I'm not really a real big drinker. I know Josh drinks about 400 beers a night. So, I mean, Josh loves to drink, them beers. So probably at dinner, Josh is probably drinking probably about on his 20th by then. Just messing with you, Josh. I know you're probably trying to fight the wind. You're probably standing out there holding the wind back from hitting your house. But yeah, what's your guys' favorite choice of drink when you're at Thanksgiving? I know a lot of people like wine. My family likes wine. We have beer, coffee. I mean, coffee is one of those things, Do I know how to cook? Yes, I know how to cook. I really do know how to cook. You think I don't know how to cook, Brightstone? I really do know how to cook. I grew up in an Italian family, which my grandmother never cooked, but the rest of the family did cook. So it was actually pretty interesting, though. But even at Thanksgiving, we have a pasta dish, which is kind of weird because it's actually more Polish than actually Italian. But yeah, and I do have a little bit of Polish in me. Josh is holding 30 racks. Yeah, he's holding them back. He's holding those 30 natties around, just waiting for the wind not to blow them around. That's what Josh is doing. Middle of the day. Yeah, not at night, but he's holding them during the middle of the day. So, Brightstone, what do you like to cook? Do you cook? That's what I want to know, Brightstone. Do you cook, and what do you cook? Because that's the more interesting thing. I'd like to know what you cook down there, because I mean, you being in Florida, you're probably cooking like all kinds of stuff. Ooh, calzones at the Firestone. Now, there you go. Now that's a good dinner, dude. Talk about that. We had steak for dinner tonight with tater tots and corn. You'll laugh at me for having steak and tater tots, but later, Chris Peters Mower. Hopefully, you get everything going good. Yeah, but I mean, we had steak for dinner tonight, and it was pretty good. Especially with the tater tots. It's not something that you would normally have, but a calzone, man, that sounds good. That really does sound good. Brightstone. Josh has been eating bologna probably all day because he's trying to make sure that he doesn't lose his bologna out of his freezer, but that's normal. I mean, some people like to have bologna. I'm not that type of guy that eats bologna, but Josh, I wish you would really jump on, but I know you probably only got like 10% battery life. Carrie, you had venison steaks for dinner, dude? Oh, that sounds even better, man. I ain't had no deer in a while. That sounds really good. Did you catch it? I'm pretty sure you probably did catch it, Alex. I'm probably sure. I still, all the times I've hunted, I've never caught a deer. I'll tell you that much. I've only been hunting like 15 years now, and I've never caught a deer yet. So I'm going to have to fly up to you, Alex, and try to catch a deer. At least maybe I can find one up that way. But yeah, venison steaks would be good on Thanksgiving. Can I grill up some steaks or the traditional hot dogs or spaghetti tonight? Yeah. Yeah, steaks are always good, man. Burgers are always good. I'm not really a fan of hot dogs too much, but spaghetti's always good too. We had spaghetti for lunch at our family. We have spaghetti a lot around our house. But yeah, steak's always good. Burgers are always good, especially if you can throw them on the grill, man. I mean, throwing them on the grill is awesome. That's one thing I hate about during the winter is not being able to put them on the grill. But Josh just uses the grill of his truck. He takes them outside and throws them on the grill of his truck and just tries to cook them up that way. But how's the rest of the work week look for both you guys? Anybody got a lot of work going on this week? I know because of the holiday, it sometimes can be stressful and hard for everybody. I'd like to know what's going on with everybody. If you guys got a lot of stuff going on. Josh doesn't do nothing. He's just sitting he's going to sit in his house the whole week. JC's probably going to do the same thing. JC told me earlier this week, he said he's like, I'm not going to work the whole rest of the week. So I'm assuming Josh is going to be the same way and just say, screw it, I'm not doing nothing. Knowing him, he'll probably won't even get out of his back, out of the attic probably. So, but yeah, he's always locked in the attic. If you guys ever watch our show, Josh is always locked in their attic, or his wife lets him come down every once in a while into the family room and actually, have some stuff, some dinner and stuff. Brightstone says, had a rookie put up a metal pot with leftovers in the microwave. Oh, dude, I did that. I hope that caught on fire to where he was in real trouble. Man, that would really suck, especially being in the fire station and not knowing that. Oh my gosh, that would you better take him off the squad, man, or really rank him down a little bit more. I mean, I know he's a rookie, but man, that's got to really suck. It's being the rookie that puts the metal pot in there. Definitely not fun. Not fun. Definitely. Josh, have you ever put a metal pot in the microwave? I want to know if Josh has ever put a metal pot in the microwave. He's probably not going to answer me. Knowing him, he's probably just sitting there. But Josh, are you going to answer me, or are you just sitting there now pissed off at me? Probably pissed off at me, but hey, whatever, right, guys? But yeah, that's that. Dude, you probably got some really good stories, Brightstone, being that you do lawn care and you're a firefighter. I mean, I give you a lot of props for doing both of those. Josh says he's jumping on in 5. I hope you're jumping on in 5. Sometimes you jump and then you don't come on. So, I want to see how high you can jump in 5 minutes. How about that, Josh? But yeah, it must be interesting, Brightstone, to do both those things. I know there's a lot of companies that do that, a lot of guys that do that run their own business and are firefighters or volunteer firefighters. And like I said, I give you guys props for that because that is a big job to do and be able to do both. I mean, some of them being on call for hours and stuff. You're retired from the fire service. Okay. Awesome, dude. I mean, hopefully, it all was out of good. Sometimes I hate if something happened to you and then you had to get retired or something, but yeah, it's always good to have, people that were part of the fire department or there still are. I know one company here by us, it's ran by 2 brothers and they're both part of the fire department. One retired and I think the other one's still on the fire department as a volunteer. So it's always good to have people that are out there doing good service for other people. So Brightstone, tell me one of the best. Oh, here we go. Tell me one of the best stories that ever happened to you out cutting grass. I want to know because you're doing all kinds of stuff out there. What is the best thing that's happened to you while you've been out doing a lawn or something? I want to know from anybody else that's up on here, what is the best thing that's ever happened to you guys? What's up, Pablo? Pablo Black Sheep's now watching right now on Instagram. Pablo's in Florida also, where there is power. If you guys got power, Josh and JC are not on because there is no power. Sound Shore Landscaping, welcome to the podcast. If you guys haven't listened to our podcast, go listen to our podcast on Spotify, or you can go on to Boots on Ground radio station. Our podcast is now being on there too. The best thing. What's the best thing that's happened to you, Brightstone? I know Black Sheep, the best thing that happened to Pablo from Black Sheep was I came down and visited him. I think that was one of the best things Pablo wants to say that happened to him. What's up? He loved it. He loved when I came to visit him because I shocked the crap out of him. I was like, hey, we're here. We're going to have some fun. And that's what we did. We had all kinds of fun. We did some videos, talked a little bit, had some food. It's always a good time with Pablo. So, yes, definitely. What's the best thing that's happened to you guys work-wise, right around this time, like right around the holidays? Do your customers give you guys, here we go. Does your customers ever give you like a Christmas bonus or how would you say it? Like a thank you, some kind of a thank you. I know we have one of our customers. He gives us a present every year. He's retired from a company. He gives us wrapping paper and bows and all kinds of stuff. So really, it's amazing stuff. It's top of the line wrapping paper. I enjoy it. We have some of our other customers give us wine, food. I've had customers give us food for what? Stickers, gift cards. Yeah, gift cards, bonuses, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll have to, next time I come down, Brightstone, I will find you, dude, and I'll definitely stop by and we'll shoot this stuff. Yeah, I'll have to let you know. I will be going down there 2025. No, 2026. Yeah, 2025 or 26. Either it'll be around Christmas or New Year's next year. So I definitely will be down there. A bottle of liquor. See, I did see that, Pablo, and that's pretty interesting to actually get a bottle of liquor from somebody. I think we have Josh on here. Josh, what's going on, buddy? But yeah, to get, a bottle of liquor or even money, it's just awesome to actually to get, something from somebody and yeah, I appreciate it. So Josh. There you go, Josh. Are you on? I see you. You can talk, you know. You can.
What up?
You're out of your mom let you out
She's not home.
of the attic? $100. That is awesome, Brightstone, that you got a customer that gave you $100, dude, for the last couple of years, dude. That's amazing. Josh doesn't get any money. I'll tell you that much. Nobody gives him anything. So you got power back on?
Yeah, it's spotty, man. It's the window.
A little bit. Your voice is out. You're on mute. You're muted. Man, your reception sucks, Josh. It's you.
We don't have that.
It's you.
Ours wasn't bad today.
We don't have wind today problems, man. I'm waiting for you. I'm still here, Josh.
I can hear you. It said you muted my mic. That's what I saw on the screen.
I see you. Hi. The screen is saying my name. It's not saying my name. It's saying it's you. You're just seeing things. I'm listening to you. I don't hear you. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're hearing things, Josh. Yeah, I don't think it's me. I think it's you. There you go. You hearing? So how bad is it by you? Oh, he left. He can't figure this out. Does your computer suck again?
I don't know what it is. It was popping up. It was saying the host muted your mic. On your screen when I came on, it was saying Scott. You got me all fucked up, man.
I think it's your weather, dude, not me.
I don't know. I'm getting sick of this weather.
Yeah, no shit. Me too. What about you as a company? Do you give a gift to my customers, like a gift card, or do you give a gift card, Josh? Do you give gift cards or anything to your customers?
No.
No.
Fuck would I do that for?
Why not? It's the holidays, right?
I never got the concept of it. I'm like what the fuck?
It's a holiday, right? I mean,
they should be giving me something.
They should. I mean, my customers give me stuff. I give out Christmas cards. That's all I do. I mean, I'll give them a Christmas card and a business card and say, "Here, call me for more work."
Yeah,
pass
right.
out my business card.
Pass out my business card.
I'm not gonna mow their drive. I'm not gonna go plow their driveway. You should go plow their driveway for free. See, you can be like, "Here, I'm plowing your driveway."
Nah, that's not my nature. I'm not that good-hearted.
Oh yeah. I don't know. What else is going on? I mean, I know Thanksgiving's coming up. We were talking earlier. I was talking with everybody about like Thanksgiving food and all that. I'm pretty sure you heard all that stuff and that you guys are still without power up there.
We're good now. It was choppy. JC's in more of a rural area, so he'll probably he should be on by 10. I don't think so, man. He's like in the boonies. So I'm in the city, but it's crazy. Last night the gusts were insane. Like you could hear. I live in the city, and you could hear the trees cracking and falling down. It was nuts. And that's what happened. They said after that rain we just got, and the rain coming in Thursday and Friday, this massive cold front was going to come in. Tomorrow the wind chills are supposed to be something like, a real feel of like 15 to 20 degrees or something. So it's going to be a reality shock for everybody.
Yeah, I heard you guys are going to get really cold over there.
Yeah, and it's shitty because we were in a drought. There's a lot of wildfires over here in the suburban areas, and that wind, man, that wind's going to dry everything out again.
Right. Pablo, I know he does a Christmas card to send to the customers. Do you got any problems with weather down there? I know you guys had that hurricane, a couple hurricanes earlier this year. I'm wondering if you guys had any problems with weather right now. I mean, I feel like weather is sucky all over the place this last week.
Yeah.
We had a lot of rain days. I don't know about you.
No, we don't really get rain days. My heat's starting to kick back on. It feels nice.
It's probably been off all day, right?
Fucking yeah, like it's like, and it's funny because it's like my house is insulated, but when it's
Right.
cold, man, I don't know what it is. It's an old house, so it's cold, dude. Like it's a fridge.
Jeez. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I have radiators too, so it takes a while for it to come up.
That's why, because it's old radiator heater.
It's all radiant heat. I mean, when it cooks, once it gets going.
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
like, dude, I got a brand new furnace, brand new water heater, and it still takes a while to cook.
Right. Brightstone says he's freezing when it gets 65. He can't handle 15 and 20 degree weather.
Dude, I'm
They're
getting
down.
to that point, to be honest with you, man. I used to be able to go out there and rip it in like tens and teens, and now, dude, I'm like 40, dude. I'm not going out. No way.
Right. Yeah.
Too cold. I'm like gearing up with like earmuffs and gloves. I'm like what your mother used to do to you when you were in grade school and you were too embarrassed. Now I'm doing to myself.
Pablo said it was 47 degrees last night. I think that's what it was today here. I mean, 47 is actually not bad right now. Yeah, it was probably freezing last night. I mean, it was 30 something last night here. And I heard later this week we're supposed to have like 10 or 15. So I'm wondering if that's coming more to you too.
It's coming up. It's making its way up. Those storms that are coming through, because I think the Midwest just got buried, right? The Midwest and
Yeah.
like up in New York through like the
Yeah.
lake effect areas, like they just
Yeah.
got buried with a couple feet of snow. But all that friggin' not the lake effect stuff, but those storms that are pulling through north of us are bringing in all that cold air. They actually had us on for a storm post Thanksgiving on Black Friday, but I think that
Right.
just got turned to it looks like the models came out. I mean, the models are junk anyway, but it looks
Right.
like it's turned into rain, and then they're watching a blizzard for next week. So
A blizzard. What's
I'm not
considered
ready,
a
so I
blizzard?
don't want it. What do we
Yeah.
consider blizzard? Winds and snow.
That's not bad, I guess. I mean, they're talking flurries next Friday, but that's really nothing else for the rest of the next 2 weeks. So
I don't
yeah,
want it. I don't want it till January. I'm not ready.
I don't blame you.
I still got training to do at different sites. I got equipment to move. I got one loader getting a crank seal done, hopefully tomorrow, and cutting edges got to go on. And we just got so busy on the construction and landscape side the past month that we fell behind with
Yeah.
everything. But
Yeah, I can see that, dude. I understand that, dude. That sucks sometimes when you get too busy, especially, anywhere you're at in the country, man. I mean, especially like that with snow. I'm not ready either, dude. I don't even have my plow on. I got to buy another plow for my other truck. We just put bids on and they're like, oh, you're going to need a bigger salter. And I don't even have that right now. I don't even have, salt in our yard yet. So I'm
yeah,
hoping it waits for
I've
a
been
while too.
searching bulk salt prices, and I'm happy because I got a really good deal on. I actually just texted Mike Bedell about it yesterday on IBG Ice Be Gone, which is my favorite treated salt, which I think is the best salt on the market
Okay.
out of Albany, New York. So I'm excited about that, and you'd be happy to know the site that I was going to work down in the inner city. I was going to run the loader down there. I hired someone to run it, so I'm not going to be in a dedicated piece of equipment this year. I'm actually going to be traveling and
Yeah.
monitoring all the areas. So obviously, I'm going to train down on that site with everyone, just because that's a brand new crew.
Right.
But I'm finally doing it. I'm finally letting go a little bit and delegating, and I got, I have site managers and an area managers, so a little nervous, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's always good though. I mean, it's a good step in the right way. That's the way you want to go. So that way you can kind of
I
collect
can't
and
grow. I'm stuck. There's a certain mark where companies get. It's usually like that 5 to 800,000 mark where you can't really get over the hump. And part of me not getting over the hump is I'm in the field all the time, which
right.
there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with that. But for where I want to go and the vision that I have and the culture I want my company to form,
Right.
um, I need to be able to pull out of the field at least part time for right now. I do
Right.
enjoy working in the field still. I'm not gonna lie. I like every once in a while getting on a mower or laying pavers or whatever it calls. Not irrigation, not so much, but um, I need to be able to sell because I notice when I take a few days off, I can sell, sell, sell. I'll send out 30
Right.
emails and get some contact and get some traction going. I can do municipal bids or new construction bids when I'm in the field because I have no choice. And maybe we end up working 5 in the morning till 7 at night. When the fuck are you gonna get that done? Come home,
Right.
try to do family time, and then write bids till 1 in the morning. I'm done with
Right.
that shit. So I
Right.
definitely am trying to pull myself out a lot more um, than I have. Though I told my wife this year I won't be out fully. I'll still be in the truck. I'll be filling in on loaders and skid steers where I need to be, but I'll be able to be more mobile for the first time ever.
Right. Well, welcome you guys. If you're watching us on Instagram, I see we have some new people on Instagram, BEC Contracting, and Bryce RDM Sales and Rentals. I don't know where they are at. But do any of you guys, kind of like Josh is trying to break away and be able to do some sales and all that stuff, do you guys do that too? Because I feel like it is a good part of the company to help yourself grow as you want to grow, to be able to kind of walk away even a day or two and be able to take that time and sell. Because I feel like even I noticed it myself this year, being able to do that more and having that second truck, that I can be able to make the more sales easier if I have that time to do that. And I must, Josh, I think you realize that too, is it's better to be able to wait, at least take a day off for that kind of stuff, right?
Man, I mean, what did I take off? Friday? Did I take Friday off? I think it's like half a day Friday, or I went in late, and I was able to reach out to probably like 13 salt vendors. And
Yeah.
the difference that made. I've been trying to do that for a week,
Right.
and I got all my prices lined up. I got all my lines of credit lined up with these people. I picked two from the lead, but yeah, not being able to pull out of the field like prevents me from doing that, and it actually prolongs something that should only take a few hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think that works out good. Even BEC contracting, he says that absolutely taking at least one day a week for your running a business. I mean, you're going to be able to grow so much, especially just having that, like you said, a couple hours. That's something that you need to get done. But if you're out there in the field all the time with everybody, you're spending more time, because a lot of these places close during the day at the same time you close, and then you're like, well, how am I going to get a hold of these people to find out, and how am I going
Yeah.
to set it up? So it kind of, it hurts you in the long run when you're like, how do I grow my business to get to that point where I can keep growing and growing? So
Yeah, my issue is trust. Obviously, like anybody is a business owner, operations manager, crew leader, you kind of know, like your hands on it means that it's going to be done right. But over the years, I preach systems and processes, and I think the past few months, my mindset has changed a little bit as to how I have to deliver that when I delegate to some people, because some people may not understand my vision and the way I deliver my systems and processes. But I mean, my goal next year on the land side is to pull almost all together and play more of an operations manager role. I'll give you an example, right? I still have 7 sites to go stake. They're about 100 stakes each site.
right,
And I'm going to go do that. In between drive time and doing it, it's 2, 3 hours. And in my head, I go, why am I doing that task? Not that I'm above
right,
it, but like I have guys, pay them to go do it. Usually I'm like, I want my guys out making money. But at the same time, I'm the sales guy, I'm the business manager. I need to be
right,
able to submit my bids and generate more business and, run out and see projects, not putting fucking stakes in the ground. But that's still that old mindset, that kicks in. Well,
right,
like, I'll get it done. I'll get it done. It's something small. I'll go
right.
take care of it.
Right. Like you said, it's a trust issue. And I think a lot of business owners can't, it takes us a long time to trust somebody that's working for us to say, okay, I think you can handle this. It's one of those hardest things to do. And I feel like it's, running multiple crews before, it was always like Are they making sure they shut the gates? Did they make sure they blew off this? Did they do this? It's always one of those things you're like, do I need to go check on them? Do I need, do I need to be there to make sure that they close this person's gate because they forgot it 2 weeks ago? So now I'm more worried about them closing it this week, So
Yeah.
yeah,
The snow side, we did good this year with gross sales, right?
right,
But obviously, with the increase in gross sales comes the increase of equipment costs,
right,
and and financing and all that crap. Um, we bumped everybody's pay this winter, so what's different to me is to make sure that efficiency is up. Again, this year, when I mentioned when I just came on training, that's not something I really did on different sites. Usually I have guys that know what they're doing. We sit down, I show them a map, snow goes here, we do this is the time. I'm actually sitting down on each site with all the operators and showing them how I want them to operate the machine, the correct way to operate the machines. When I start, I'm starting by actually seeing their skill set because I got new guys this year, and I want to see how they operate a front end loader, how they operate a skid steer, a snow raider, and even a fucking snow shovel. Do
right,
you know to get in there and scrape against the building during your cleanup? With a snow shovel and push it out into the gutter for the plow truck. So it's a lot of the nitty gritty. And eventually, what I'll do next year is I'll have who will be my winter area managers. They're gonna start that training with their own crews in their area, and I'll
right,
step back from it. They'll have their training with me as to how my vision and my systems and processes play into that, and they'll deliver that. So again, I can continue to grow,
right,
or we can continue to grow.
right. Pablo says you got to understand the quality of the job. Will it go down the way when you step away from the field? Yeah, I think you have to. You got to kind of like Josh said, showing them how you want things done and how you want it pushed, or if you want it mowed a certain way or mulched a certain way. By showing them and training them the right way, you're going to hopefully get to that point to where they're going to know exactly. And I feel like Josh, like him going out and saying, here, this is how I want you to drive the skid steer. This is how I want you to drive the front end loader. You're actually showing them how you want it done instead of them just jumping in and like, yeah, I know how to run it. I'll just run it this way, and then it's not the way you want it to run. It's the way it's the way you want it run. So that's why you're training them.
Yeah, and again, we have several sites with dedicated equipment, but the idea is that every single skid operator is going to drive the same exact, or at least have the same push patterns. So if you have to fill in on another site, the site might be unfamiliar, but the process is still the same per site.
Right. That's always good. I mean, that's a good way to teach them because then that if you like you said, if you have to send them to a different site, they know exactly what to do, and which way it's got to be done and how you want it done. So that way you don't have to be there all the time and make sure that it's done the right way.
Yeah, I mean, because anybody can drive a skid steer and push snow. It's one of the easiest
Right.
ways to learn, and a lot of guys don't go into the detail cleaning of skid steer with throwing a bucket on and really cutting corners and back dragging, scraping, knocking off rails. They know how to push, and that's why I want to test their ability. It's not to say, hey, you're a shitty operator, but it's to say, okay, this is where we need to critique your areas in order for you to be a long term employee and really flourish in the snow.
Right. Right. And I think that's the best way to do it is just by teaching. I think teaching is the best thing to do on any type of, when you hire somebody is to actually sit down and show them the way you want it done. I mean, everybody can do it, anything. Anybody can dig a hole, it's just like, how do you want it dug, and that's, hopefully it's when you hire somebody, they're like, well, how do you want it dog boss? Like, I want it the way you want it dug, not the way I'm going to dig it. Cause me digging a hole might be different than you, and that's always a good thing to do.
Yeah, but honestly, even something as funny as digging a hole, if you have a few different crews out there, but you legitimately, how do you interpret plants? 3 gallon, 5 gallon, 10 gallon, 20 gallon, and so on. You have a training session in the spring of like, hey, listen, this is how we handle a 3 gallon plant. This is how we handle a 5 gallon plant. This is what we dig out. These are your diameters and your depths. Now that way, if someone does it, like I said before, if someone has to fill in on another job or another site, it's a new site, but the processes is still the same as far as how you dig a hole, where you bury the plant, how much mulch you're putting down. So it's across the board. So I definitely had to change my mindset of more of like a go, 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 get it done, and I'll pick up the back end. I'll take my A guys, and then we'll go clean everything up. No, like I again, I had to change the mindset, and it sucks. And to answer Pablo's question, I know the quality will go down, but it's correcting the issue as it comes up, and like you said, just educating the guys. And not putting them down, but explaining like,
Right.
listen, this is why this has to be done. The liability, the craftsmanship. Like we want to keep these contracts for long term. We don't want them going, hey, constantly had to call you because you didn't backtrack a loading dock, or we're having slip and falls. We've never had those before, so they got to take pride in their work.
Right.
And I tell you, most of the guys I pay well, you know,
Right.
and they get their hours, and guys that are on average pay usually get the more hours. The guys that are around 30, which is a little on the lower side for the snow, but still average, they get the most hours.
Right. That's the best way. I mean, like you said, when your quality starts to go down, and I think I've experienced that before in the past. Is you, like Josh said, you got to kind of redirect them and show them like, hey, this is the way I want it to be done. I know you might be doing it a certain way, but I want you to bring your thing up, because I always told my employees that treat that yard, treat that landscaping, or treat that job that you're doing for the customer as it was your own. How do you want it to look like it when you're done? You want people to realize that, hey, you did this, it's yours. It's your it's your yard. It's If you want your yard looking 100% perfect, that's what the way you're going to do it, is make sure that's outstanding for everybody. And I think when it comes to plowing, it's the same way. If you want the plow done right, you want it to make it look good. You don't want it to be like sloppy and be like, oh, I missed a windrow here, or I missed a little bit here. You want to make sure you clean it up the right way.
And we know the first event because 70% of the sites we have this year are new. And me and my A team, our expectations for the first term are low. We're going to do our best to work with everybody. We know it's going to be a messy situation because they're new to us, they're new to new guys, so we have to figure it out. But again, like when you're doing this, for instance, last year was a slow snow year, and I'll say there was anywhere from 5 to 7 pushes, maybe.
Right.
Out of 5 to 7, if you fuck one up, you still have that 4 to 6 to knock it out of the park.
Right.
So,
Right. Black Sheep says that's why big companies do monthly meetings to remind people how the problems, etc. Yeah, I think doing monthly is good, Pablo. I do weekly with my employees. We go over weekly what's going on for the week, and if there was an issue. I think even if you have an issue come up throughout the week, and I don't know if Josh does this, but if there's an issue that comes up, I approach my guys right away, so that way they know what that has to be done. And that's one of the things I learned with running multiple crews, is that if there was an issue that came up, and let's say they forgot to get a fence gate done, and there was, they were 3 jobs down the road, I sent them back. I always send them back, said, go back, make sure that gate's done, make sure that, it's blown off. I don't want to be that guy that has to go back myself and take care of that issue for them. That helps them realize in their brain, like, hey, I got to go back there and make sure it's done the right way. And I'm assuming, Josh, you probably do the same thing. I know you probably do monthly meetings, probably, and do you do weekly meetings and all that?
Yeah, we do weekly. Sometimes they show up like you. If something's pressing that comes up, it's addressed immediately. Obviously, I talk to guys if something happened. I want to figure out, get down to the details, because sometimes it's over exaggerated. Whether it be on a customer's end or an employee's end. So you want to see if it's even worth merit to bring up in a meeting. But mostly we go after sales, what we did for the month, our projections for the next month, our goals. We'll go after payroll. If we're over projected payroll or anything, I'll bring it up to my foreman and just say, hey, where did we go wrong here? Was this me quoting the wrong amount of hours, or was someone sandbagging it? Was the equipment not up to par to what you guys need to do? Were you undertooled? So as we grow, I just want to know that, because obviously I want to get them, the better equipment to get the jobs done more efficiently, but still
Right.
make profitability on the job.
Right. I think that's the best thing to do is to continuously communicate with your employees and your, and your customers. I mean, that's the best thing to do, especially, all the way through the line. Some companies don't like to show like the bottom line, but I think showing your bottom line, especially when it comes to hours and being over budget on a job, especially like a bigger landscape job, by knowing that to where you can somehow figure it out to where you can, on the next job, you're not going to go over budget, and I think that helps out when it comes to crews and stuff.
Yeah, I've been straight up with my foreman and showed them, they'll see a $10,000 check, right? $10,000 check's not a big job, but when
Right.
guys don't collect the check, see a $10,000 check, they go, oh damn. So I sit down and I show them the invoices. I posted a paving job we did, right, and that was up there, and I showed the dollar amount for the pavement, the dollar amount for the disposal, the gas time. It was an hour away. We ran 2 trucks with 4 guys down there. The fuel, the trailer rental, because the rental was down, the skid steer mobilization, the labor that it costs, not to mention, like I said, the drive time, right? So you're going up and down, an hour there, an hour back, right?
Right.
2, 4, that's 8 man hours a day.
Right.
Yeah,
A lot, dude.
So I showed them what this trickles down to, and then you tax on top of it. There's not a lot of profit left on some jobs like that. Some jobs you hit a home run, but for the most
Right.
part, your goal is to try to hit that 30% margin. But in reality, a lot of the times in landscape and maintenance, it can be anywhere from 5 to 10%.
Right. Right.
You
I
know?
mean, that's a big thing. And I think a lot of people that like employees don't realize that when they actually, they might see that, oh, this job, or they hear that the job's 10 to 12,000 and they're like, oh yeah, he made a good amount of money. Well,
Yep.
think about all the little stuff like that. There's a lot involved in every job, and that it can add up quick, and there ain't much left. at the end.
My guy see my insurance bills now. I straight up show them the insurance bills, and their mouth drops. Anybody that does snow knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And certain things in insurance, once you mention certain words, I'm not going to say it on here, just
Right.
because I realize that they do check social media. I had an
Right.
insurance company last year check my LinkedIn, and I had some posts on an old LinkedIn page about doing tree work. And they wouldn't insure me because of that post, because a post from 5 years ago, I said I did fucking trimming of small trees, which I meant like, elevating an apron, of a tree.
Right. Right. It can affect you too. I mean, I can see where that can affect you and raise your rates because of that.
Yeah.
You
So,
know.
I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, the guy,
Right.
they see the insurance rate. They know what the payments are. I'm very straight with my foreman, because you know what? You can talk about, efficiency and profits, but until they see the numbers, sometimes it doesn't get through someone's fucking head.
Right.
But when you see it and you go, hey, listen, you guys want to make more money, you got to help produce more money. That's just what it is at the end of the day. When you're
Right.
underperforming or underproducing, that's when people get laid off.
Right. It's a good point. Well, we've had a great conversation. Thanks, Josh, for coming back on today. I'm glad you got power, man. That was always awesome. I want to thank Cujo for sponsoring the show. Keep watching us, guys, on here, Landscapes by Acme. Keep listening to us on Spotify, Boots on Ground Radio, anywhere else you're listening to us. Thank you guys for all watching and listening. Thanks for all your great comments on Instagram and just being here, because I know having no power sucks, especially Josh having no power and no heat. Man, I'm glad you got heat and power back. So welcome back, man. That's one good thing. We got power now.
Yeah.